there, and welcome back to another edition of the Admiral Teag Fight Breakdown Series. Is there a more famous fight than BvS, Captain Patty?
You mean a most infamous fight in the past 10 years of comic bookdom? No, there's not.
This is an infamous fight, and
this is a movie built around a fight. That's
and
not
it's
really a fight.
And a lot of people love Zack Snyder, so I don't want to trash him, but let's just say there's some things in this movie that are dubious, like how oxygen affects Superman versus how Zod adjusts to it in 5 seconds.
May I say something, Admiral?
Go for it.
We get to work with the suspension of disbelief.
See, I believe in that. I just think that Zack Snyder is hard on immersion. He's very hard on immersion, and he writes really rocky, tough dialogue. And let's just say, before we start this, one of the most infamous fights in all of superhero history of the last few years. Just quickly, Zack Snyder did 300. He's a pretty good director. He can put shapes on the screen real well, but he doesn't always. Yeah, but he doesn't always pick the best screenwriters.
Dawn of the Dead is not a good movie. It's an excellent, excellent movie.
He had a lot to work with on that, but yeah,
it's a good
movie.
It's also a remake, but no big deal. So.
The links for this will be in the description. We're going to go through the entire, there's 4 videos that comprise this because the fight is so long.
And we are not paying for this.
We're not paying for this at all. And
May I say something?
Go for it.
I've been a comic book fan. Once again, I've said, I was a comic book fan, I thought my whole life, but it was a lifetime ago. Let me tell you something right now. To see Batman actually fighting Superman was supposed to be the pinnacle of comic book movie fandom, and it's not.
It
Tonight,
was
we're
confusing and vexing. And
we're going to explain to you why.
Now, I will probably
How
be
long
more
is this movie?
This movie
3
is...
hours and 27 minutes!
Now, that's the theatrical release. How long is the Zack Snyder intended to be seen one? That's about 357 or something, right?
Jesus H.
It is a long
Jesus.
movie. Now,
so, tonight we're going to analyze why this is good, why this is bad,
and why it's okay to enjoy it one way or the other, but we have opinions. We're
gonna watch it for you, so I know we're a few years late, probably about, what,
15, 8, 9, yeah, 2015,
anyway,
right?
Everyone else is doing it, why not us?
It's time to revisit this
We're
fight.
smarter than everyone, so let's explain why.
But first, you should take a moment to like and sub this channel, right, Captain?
God damn right.
Alright, so we're starting this. The links for this video are in description. The description here is Batman vs. Superman Fight Part 1. It's by Flashback FM. And yeah, thank you.
And
right,
whoever you are,
it's been up here a long time. Flashback FM, you are on our cool list forever. We're starting with Batman looking up, and he's regarding Superman, who's hanging in the air too far away to be heard, and they talk.
Let's do this. Alright, now, pause. We're not even going to give you timestamps. We're not even giving you, to give you a timestamp. So, right now, the entire plot of this movie is Batman needs to fight Superman because he is a...
Reasons.
No, not reasons. The whole point of all these movies is for they need to fight so Batman can neutralize the fact that Superman even exists on planet Earth.
Right, something
that is putting the lives of the entire human race in an imbalance.
And
people were murdered. Millions of people were murdered during Man of Steel, which we will get to.
Yeah, the body count in this movie is absolutely a World War II city attack by the Luftwaffe or worse.
I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you and say Civil War. Everyone was an American, technically.
Okay.
Killed and murdered by buildings collapsing.
But certainly these people were...
bodies being lifted up and slapped down into the concrete.
While Superman fights against the force of gravity, which is in reverse of what he's going, and things are flying the other way. So, physics in this movie are fucked.
Going into this, I want to say something. Once again, suspension of disbelief. There is a man from a planet called Krypton, but also the fact that
and he goes by Kal-El in this continuity. He doesn't care about Earthlings that much.
Continuity. We'll work on that one later. So Batman is wearing his Kingdom Come suit. It was a Kingdom Come?
I believe it's the Nightmare Batman, but the thing is, he has his anti-Superman armor for the purposes of this movie. And it looks cool as shit.
It does.
That's one thing, this fight looks, as far as the aesthetics, their outfits in this.
If we can, may I say something?
Sure.
In the comic books, who wins?
In the comic books, I would think that really Superman has an edge, but
do you know
you
who
could
wins?
write
Do you
a
know who wins?
believable Batman win.
Do you know who wins?
I don't know who wins. Batman?
Batman wins.
Now, was that because he relies more on his better weapons? Because we see a lot
And
of
what's his
bad
better
choice
weapons?
of weapons.
What's
I
his
would
better
believe
weapon?
in this fight, it seems to be the kryptonite fart gas.
Motherfucker. Let's hit it.
Here
Let's
we
watch
go.
This fight.
Now
All
they're
right.
squaring off. And we're going to talk to transform this, of course, and turn some of the sound off. Now, if Superman is caught in some sort of weird hypersonic...
All right, pause.
What is this first trap that Batman has set for Superman? Now, they are
Supersonic.
on the roof of this
Some
parking
warehouse, of
garage.
course.
It's a parking garage, I believe,
So
but yeah.
he's using supersonic because he's placating to the ability of Superman's powerful hearing. Now,
Okay,
Superman
so he
grabs
is antagonizing Superman with noise.
Now, Superman grabs a manhole cover. You can hit play. He grabs a manhole, which, as we all know, is 350 pounds of metal. He blocks it. Now he's walking towards Batman.
Who is not fighting back and decides he's going to get close to this all-powerful being, and then we
With
hear
his
the
mouth
line.
exposed.
Yeah. Now, I would just explain right here that if Superman had the mind to, he could have shot those laser beams right down Clark's
Or he
throat,
could have
right
just-
down Bruce Wayne's throat, and that would have been the end.
Yes. Now, the whole thing, the beauty about Superman is the fact that he has these powers to kill everyone, and
Doesn't. But in this
Batman-
movie, he also doesn't. He's not too keen on using them to save people either. This Superman does not give a
Batman is walking
shit.
into this with a death wish. Continue.
But however, I would just say this: this is not our familiar Superman, but it is
This
a more
is- this-
familiar Batman. He
this suit-
kind of gets Batman, but he
This
does
suit
not get
isn't
Superman.
blue. It's not red. It's gray.
Now Superman kind of 1-inch punches Batman across the entire
Excellent.
length of
The 5-point
about a
pop.
football field.
I would say that's about 100 feet. I don't know. I don't watch
So a
football.
third of a football field, 100 yards.
So now he's using bullets for some reason.
Now,
Probably as a distraction.
now I'm going to stop this here for a second just to say, we saw how much kryptonite he had. Why not a couple of kryptonite-tipped bullets in here to fuck with him? I
How
mean,
about this?
Batman
in
not
90s
being a genius in this.
In the 70s, I saw Lex Luthor,
Right.
played by Gene Hackman. who
An excellent
obviously
portrayal.
Didn't want to be there. Has this man in a swimming pool.
Our time, huh? You tell me that I'm brilliant? Oh, no. That would be too obvious, I grant you. Charismatic. Fiendishly gifted.
Try twist it.
No, but
In an underground villa.
and that was still more ominous and dangerous than the idiotic Lex Luthor we got from the guy who runs Facebook on this fucking movie. But here
Yeah.
we're gonna keep on going. And
So-
Superman is pelted with bullets, and then he rises up into the sky like Jesus. We see that so many
Lots
times.
of Jesus stuff, Zach.
There is so much Jesus. Zack Snyder has admitted that his two favorite things that he wants to do now that he has no...
Himself and Jesus.
No, he wants to...
His past work in Jesus.
Get this.
Always.
A porno...
Jesus.
A porno film about Jesus was one, or an Ayn Rand movie. So that's where he's coming from.
Which is
and I
something that
think
needs
that's
to be
why
committed to film. Yeah.
I also think that if you really dig Ayn Rand's philosophy, that's cool, but maybe no, this is the last one, but you can have some. If you really dig Ayn Rand's philosophy, that's fine, but it doesn't really work for Superman. He's not a Randian figure. Superman's Jimmy Carter. He wants to help everyone.
He's just a dumb idiot he's just a farm boy.
Well, in this movie, for sure.
Okay, let's continue.
Now, Superman's still not using his laser beam eyes, but
He
he
is.
did. Okay.
Yeah.
Now he has just dealt most of Batman's traps that he could see a lethal blow.
Now, may I say
with
something?
the Krypton
Admiral,
eyes? Yes.
Admiral,
Go.
if you're Superman, continue to play. If you're Superman and you're losing a fight, what do you do? Do you fly away?
I might. Yeah, I might.
Do you fly away?
I might take some distance and then zap him with my laser beam eyes.
My whole thing about this fight is Superman wants to make a point. He doesn't want to hurt Batman.
Batman is here to kill Superman, but Superman is here to reason with Batman.
Excellent point. That's why you outranked me.
That and because I left Starfleet first.
But look at this man. He is squaring up with Batman like a man who's never been in a real. Continue. He's squaring up with Batman as if he's never been in a fight in his entire life, which is very, very believable.
Not good fight coordination, but it does make sense that Superman would never have to have fought this hard before.
But
And that was a pretty good visual. What
Yeah.
we're getting here is a lot of good visuals.
You know why? Because they're watching a Zack Snyder film, and that's all we're gonna see are good visuals.
These
Now-
visuals are good, and we haven't had any conversation in a while.
So-
We're seeing cool stuff like Batman looking down as the rain comes past him. Like this stuff
Of
is
course
as
it's raining.
Superman.
Of
yeah.
course it's raining.
Of course
You see
it's
Gotham
raining.
in the bathroom. Obviously they're fighting.
It was
in
nice out
Metropolis.
until they started the fight. Then it just starts to pour.
It's like a funeral in a Crow movie. Oh,
Now Batman has his best weapon.
a smoke bomb,
Well,
which he tosses in slow motion.
now Superman blows through the smoke bomb, a little overconfident here, and Batman's got some kind of gun on him. And of course, Superman grabs a shell in midair, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to stop it here for a moment.
Horrible CGI.
It's hard. Honestly, yeah, this CGI did
2003
not
CGI.
age great.
It didn't. No, it didn't. Wouldn't reverse age rate.
This fight actually,
This
as
great
good as it
green
looks,
smoke.
when we freeze it, sometimes we can see
The pixels.
real problems in the.
We're watching this in 4K, by the way.
This is a high quality upload. You will be watching it too. This is not pixelation.
This is
Stop
also
it at
only
231.
part one.
Okay, so the kryptonite fart gas has got Clark fucked up here, and this is now 6 seconds since
on the
2:30. He
floor.
got hit at 2:30, and
Batman
now
looks really
Batman's real
accomplished.
proud of himself. Yeah,
He's Superman's actually
he's not crawling away, which he could do. He's Superman, like everyone in a Zack Snyder movie, does not flee
So
danger.
now-
He just sits there and absorbs it.
as a true heel. He's shit talking Superman.
Batman is shit talking him, but we are keeping the dialogue to a minimum here.
Superman is starting to realize that he's not dead but weakened by the kryptonite, which I will give a pass for, I think.
Now he's only as tough as like 3 human men, but Batman's got this suit on. Now I would point out his
not gonna
laser eyes could have fused the suit at the joints, so he's not being smart. This only works because they're both dumb. And now we go through the skylight into the garage, and Batman, he's really doing a number on our pal Soup, and it's
my
been
pal.
1 whole minute since he got the kryptonite gas. I like them both, but I prefer Batman. And certainly in this movie, he understood Batman a little more. And now Superman is just getting his ass kicked and pounded into the concrete.
As an expert of orchestrated combat, this fight is. I would give this sincerely,
Right.
Admiral.
What the hell was that the end of part 1?
It was.
Okay.
I would give this a complete 9 out of 10. It's actually.
It's aesthetically beautiful.
It's really good. So now we have Superman on the floor.
And I think we're gonna pick it up. Yep,
Oh,
we
we have
got
Superman
it.
on the
I
floor.
got it right. So this is now fight part 2. It's got 30 million views for over 6 years. So
'Cause
people
this is-
like this fight scene.
It's a great fight scene.
It looks fantastic. Analysis is a little bit of a problem. You have something to weigh in on, Captain?
I mean, it's actually an unbelievable fight scene.
How we got here is a big problem to me, but yes, I like the fight scene.
So now he's beating the living hell out of Batman. He's finally getting a little bit on Batman.
And good job showing how much damage Batman did do to Superman. But now
Obviously,
it has been
Superman's-
1 minute and 6 seconds, and the fart gas has worn off. Superman is back in the fight.
Yeah. So
And
at
he
this
just
point-
tossed Batman pretty far.
And Superman's actually gonna run up on Batman right now. He runs up on Batman.
And now remember, in this movie, Batman, a true veteran, he's 20 years into this.
He's actually retired and come back.
He is, well, he's not retired. They
So
say
he runs
the
on Batman,
dialogue
and
is
we
contradictory.
just saw Superman punch him through the floor, which is exactly what happened to him previously.
And we should mention here, this Batman, no issues with killing. He
Yeah.
will kill anyone, anytime.
Obviously. So
he's
now
happy about it.
Superman actually has like the level of strength of, I would say, like a Thing, or maybe like a low-level Juggernaut or a Hulk.
I agree.
As we're seeing
Agreed.
right here.
We're previewing on 2 devices here, people, to
And-
give you the best coverage.
And now Superman seems like he's in for the kill, which is not very Supermanly. He goes in for a punch. Another kryptonite punch to the face.
See, what I have here on the main viewer is, we'll just go with this for a moment. Superman has charged through a wall and tackled Batman, so, I mean...
We're on a third gas bomb from Batman.
He also
Batman's mask is starting to fail.
the second gas bomb
He's actually
only
picking
lasts
up-
about 15 seconds.
He's actually picking up the kitchen sink right now.
That is true. That is true. We've got the kitchen sink in play.
There's a lot of
Soup and
the
Batman.
speeches are happening.
They are really.
We just watched Batman hit Superman with the kitchen sink. He's got his Clint Eastwood one-liner. By the way, Superman's hair still
Perfect.
perfectly slicked back. He's Kryptonian, you know.
Well, he shaves in a mirror with his laser beam eyes in
This-
most iterations, but
he's
Zack
car-
Snyder's Superman uses a piece of his ship.
So now he's carrying him for a move known as the Dominator in the orchestrated.
What's the time code on the Dominator? Can you get us close?
Time code was about, I would say, 223. Another floor of a warehouse. So now we're 3 floors deep from the top of a 2-floor warehouse that is
And
obviously
Batman
the
is
same
repelling-
building.
We're saying.
The same building that was Blade Runner was filmed in.
Yeah, it does
The
look
end
like
of-
the
no,
police hall from
it-
Blade
wait,
Runner.
No, it's the end. It's the end fight from Blade Runner. Those
Which
look-
Blade Runner? One?
Yes.
Yeah, the only Blade
It's
Runner.
actually the same. It's the same building.
Is it?
Yes.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
You know what? Good
Also-
on Zack Snyder for locations.
Yeah.
My problems with this movie aren't things like location, but as you've noticed here,
Well,
the
Zack
bat
Snyder-
symbol is totally scraped off Batman's chest. There's some sort of symbolism in
Zack
that.
Snyder's a
My
huge
parents
fan.
taught me a different lesson. Ugh. What do you think of Batfleck as Batman?
Man, I say something. Man, I think
Kill it.
Ben Affleck is, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, the best Batman.
I'm not going to argue. I'm going to say that
And
maybe
Ben Affleck was doing character acting. You know why? Because he doesn't seem to want to be.
And this he has talked about how this role destroyed his life with all the retakes and all the bullshit. It ruined his marriage. It drove him back to booze, and now he's with J-Lo again and trying to get rid of her. It's insane.
I mean,
But he's Batman again. Now we have like what, 4 Batmen?
we should not be saying Batman. We should be saying.
I know
there
the
should be
Batman.
only a
There
few
should only be
Batman.
one. Well,
Yeah.
we've got this Batman with Batfleck. He's coming back, and we like Batfleck, and I like him too.
I personally think that Ben Affleck was the best Batman.
And the best Bruce Wayne too, because I think Keaton is a better Bruce Wayne. I'm gonna give him that,
I think.
but not by a lot. But it's mostly because this Bruce Wayne is written like an idiot.
Man, may I say something?
Sure.
Like even giving Adam West a little bit of credit. I swear, I mean this from the bottom of my
Adam
heart.
West put gusto to that role. He wasn't faking it. He wasn't half-assing it. And I would say this: imagine if we swapped him and William Shatner in their roles. Imagine Shatner as Batman and Adam West as Kirk. After you get over the shock, it would work. Those were almost the same role.
We don't have to imagine.
we
We don't
kind
have to
of.
imagine William Shatner as Batman because we have Adam West as Batman.
That's true. That's basically the same school of acting.
'Cause
And
Admiral-
we're doing perfectly legal things here in Queens.
Admiral, I poo-poo on William Shatner.
What the
but
hell,
Adam
Batman?
West is the real ham.
Yes,
true
Adam West.
Right.
It was still a good actor in his
Back
own
to the
right,
fight.
but better
We're
with
halfway
comedy.
through. We have Batman dragging Superman with his little grappling hook.
As we're about to finish part 2, dying in the gutter for no reason at all. That's the lesson Batman learned from his parents.
Let me ask you something.
Now, can I just say, Superman learned from his parents, let
They're
your
dead.
father be killed by a very slow
Yes, Let
tornado.
me ask you something. Superman's parents, are they dead?
Well,
Yes.
one of them is.
another
Well,
one's
3
back.
of them are. 3 of Superman's parents are dead. He has 1 left.
See, this is the education that the subscribers want to hear.
Now, Jor-El is half alive.
Now-
By the way, everyone should like and subscribe to this stream.
Yeah. So anyway, my whole thing with Batman at this part of his life, he's probably 47 here, a little bit older.
Yeah, he's playing in
Robin's
mid-40s.
dead.
He's a mid-40s Batman.
It's proven that Robin is dead in this universe as well.
We see the Batsuit and
And-
we hear some taunting from Joker in one of the cuts about the Nightmare World,
And now,
where we never needed to go.
which is probably the, oh my god, that scene's amazing. Anyway,
I just
so
don't think it
we're gonna
comported with
pull
the
up-
rest
we're
of
gonna-
our movie.
We're gonna pull up part 3 right now.
And the Admiral is in technical control here,
But-
and that's why it's taking a moment.
Yeah.
But
so
let's-
now I
let's
have
regard
I
what
have the
we've
real
seen so
I have the
far.
real So now we have the portion of where he comes free from the, and we have Lois Lane, who's not supposed to be a part of this movie, but she is. Because we need exposition now. We have Deanna, or as we know her,
Wonder Moron.
Wonder
Rapist? Is she Wonder Rapist?
Oh wait, what happened to the fight? Is it over now?
I think I went to the wrong section, so I'm gonna go back and try it again.
I feel like it's over.
Because I don't think it was over because I don't think anyone gained an advantage. But then again, this fight, it really is a little bit.
Someone did gain an advantage.
We could
Do
call
you remember
it meandering.
why? Here it comes right now.
Go ahead.
Must save Martha.
Yeah, that was one weird way for this fight to end.
Admiral? Who is? Wait, what?
For those of you who don't know, Superman's mother's name on Earth is
Martha.
and Clark that's the only mother he's known.
So
and Bruce Wayne's mother's name would be
Martha.
Martha.
So let me ask you something. Let's say you're Bruce Wayne, Batman, right? You're 45, 47 years old.
Right.
You're punching the fuck out of an alien.
An absolute alien.
Because of what? Because you feel like he's gonna tear up the human race.
Why did you say that name?
Find him. Save Martha.
By accident. And you stop this endeavor. You stop this because of what?
Well, apparently
My mom has the
Same name.
as your mom.
Thank God her name wasn't Eloise. And
Oh, okay.
Can you see Zack Snyder realizing this and being all smug?
All right, we
so
gotta
now
pause here.
We gotta pause here,
Kill
and we may have missed some of this fight.
No, we didn't. No, because
we didn't.
No.
It's that choppy.
It is that shot. No, because the dragging of the thing and then the punching and the punching.
That is the pivotal
Once again,
conversation.
I wanted to say,
yes.
I want to reiterate once again, in all the comics, Batman doesn't win. He kills Superman.
Wow.
Even in Batman Hush, which is probably one of the best Batman storylines of all time, the third issue of Hush, Poison Ivy takes control of Superman. And how does Batman beat Superman?
Agent Orange?
Yes, Agent Green, Kryptonite.
Okay.
Within 2 panels, Superman is subdued.
I'm just
So
thinking,
now-
Poison Ivy, I wanted to defoliate.
So now we're here.
What must her lady parts look like, huh?
Probably regular, but
You don't think she's a little leafy?
not leafy, but I feel like she has like the Leonard Nimoy Spock, where it's like a little green polysynthesis.
Now, this brings up an interesting question I want to ask very quickly. Spock, the head of his penis, similar to his ears?
Pointy,
Well, like maybe flaring back on the sides?
attached to his head.
no, point.
You're not
look.
supposed to laugh. The audience.
I'm so, you're laughing with us.
So now
we've just thought that was thoughts on Spock's dick.
Let's not play this right now. Let's talk about why the conflict between Batman and Superman ended.
Batman and Superman
Let's set it up one more
became.
time.
This is as if you like professional wrestling, this is written on about the same level. They've had a fight and now they're friends. Is most of what happened.
They're not fighting anymore. Do you know why?
Right, because their moms have the same name.
Can I ask you something? Sure. Let's say you were a billionaire, right?
I'd have to be a billionaire.
And you fought crime for about 40 years, 20 years, whatever it is. Then an alien destroyed half the city across the river, fighting another alien. and
Fighting
then
like 4 other aliens, yeah.
Yes, and then you were like, hey man, this guy killed 3 other aliens that have the same powers as him.
I think Lois kills one.
No.
I think Lois, that fight scene is a disaster, and we will do that
You
one
can,
day
you can
too.
correct us in the comments. This is a
Yeah,
post
definitely
preview.
give us some comments
Now,
on this
post
one.
So let me. So now, after getting the shit kicked out of him, Bruce Wayne, Batman. All the armor's gone. He's relating to the alien.
They're actually they're pals now. This is sort of like professional
They're not pals. They're
They're
standing
getting
shoulder
there.
to shoulder.
against the common foe.
Superman's hair is still perfect.
Yes.
Batman's costume, perfect.
His costume has been ripped away to reveal his real costume,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's perfect. the Batman anti-Superman armor has been completely trashed.
So where we're at now, we have Wonder Woman, Superman, Kal-El, and the Batman.
And a conversation that can only be called
Oh,
very dumb.
this will look good for the trailer. We have
Kal-El, no.
Here's the trailer moment, and as we look at it and regard them here,
I feel like
wow, this looks fake and Phantom Menacey now, doesn't it?
It's almost like they're not in the same room at the same time.
Or is it? Yeah, it is like they're not in the same room at the same
Oh,
time. And
wait,
is this
is it-
Zack Snyder playing with color grading, making it worse?
Playing with color grading?
This whole movie's color grading is a debate in itself.
People play with magic cards. People play with the trombone. This is sodomizing.
He is,
color
he
grading.
is desecrating the corpse of the idea of color grading to some people. Some people find
I
it
hope
innovative
you
and
like
cool.
brown.
All I'm going to say is I saw 300 and that was pretty cool, but then a lot of time went by. And, you know, in the time that went by, I realized that, you know, it was good in 300, but when he did it again in Watchmen, like, by the middle of the movie, the color grading starts to wear on me. And by the time we get to Man of Steel, the color grading in that movie was such an issue that I think he actually got a little talking to about it. And maybe they also should have talked to him a little bit about the way he writes his world. Because now as we have Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman turning to do a heroic pose, and, you know, what do they know except that it's Lex Luthor, no match for any of them out there. But we've got a trailer moment, and this movie was the trailer and a lot of dumb shit sometimes.
I would say that most of the trailers from that fight scene that we barely got through mentally.
And that fight, mentally, there's a lot of issues with that fight scene, including the physics. And Man of Steel is even more of a mess. And
Save.
there will be probably a 3-part podcast on Man of Steel because there's several fights that are all insanely weird. So now we're regarding our new enemy here. We're somehow we've united like opposing wrestlers. We're not friends, but we might fight our new common enemy.
Because Vince McMahon, Zack Snyder said so. We're friends now.
If Vince McMahon had
Here's
written this, it
Wonder
would
Woman.
probably have
No.
had one pop. Ooh, I had forgotten. Now this is something that takes a long time in the movie, but what they do is they created the Abomination. Doomsday in the Kryptonian ship that is left over from Man of Steel, and he has just
body
showed
of
up,
Zod.
and he is just from the body of Zod and some of Mark Zuckerberg's blood.
So
And,
now
and we'd
the
forgotten our
entire
pal Lois Lane is just swimming around, and she has the most
Olympic level.
She has the most important thing that Batman didn't bring to this fight,
Oh.
an edged kryptonite
Nice
weapon.
spear.
He made sure to leave that behind when he went to go fight
So now
Batman.
we have Superman's fine. Deanna is behind her shield. Where did Batman go to survive?
When Batman's off screen, nothing
Where
happens.
did Batman go?
He's
to
off
survive?
screen, he's safe. It's a Zack Snyder movie. If you're not on screen, you don't exist until you reappear. Now, this is another amazing fight, and this
So,
CGI looks better.
This is Doomsday, I believe. Why would Doomsday
As we cross the 130 mark
Yeah.
of part 3 here.
Yeah. Why would Doomsday jump through that fake wall?
Well, because he's part Lex Luthor, and Lex Luthor likes basketball.
He likes
that's
to
the
throw
only
away.
thing. That's the only answer I can give you, and it makes no sense.
So now we have like the troll fight from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it is based on the troll fight.
Now-
And Superman gets thrown a good bit, and soccer kicked, and wow, do we see a lot of concrete and rubble, and Superman's hair finally moves.
There we go. Batman's magically still alive. He was behind a rock.
He was,
He was actually behind a rock.
it was his
So now,
plot armor that kept him alive, Nimrod.
Doomsday
Captain
has
Petty.
Doomsday has all the powers of Superman, and he's also 12 feet tall. Right now we're looking at Lois Lane breathing through a rock.
Now, Lois Lane here, a minority. She's a ginger, and they're treating her very badly, as they
Also
do
a
all
human,
minorities in this
which
movie.
is also a minority.
Yes, a minority.
Actually, no, it's 50-50.
They're 50-50 now. No, actually, Doomsday makes it.
No, it's actually, yeah, you're right. No.
And Zod is not really totally dead. He's just sort of on ice. I don't know if we count him because we
I know,
use
Zod's
Zod to
dead body
make
was-
this.
Yeah, so that's basically
Well,
Zod.
but we still have a Zod body later.
We don't
Parts
actually-
of Zod's body are used.
We don't have the sound on, so we don't.
We don't
can-
go
we
to
can only
copyright
share-
hell.
We can only shit in this movie by what we're seeing.
You know what? We're gonna risk a few moments of sound as Lois Lane struggling here. And the music in this movie isn't bad. Zack Snyder knew he hadn't written the best movie. He got some good music.
Hans Zimmer, I believe.
Is it Hans Zimmer?
I
Now
know
that
that
is
was-
the Independence Day.
BvS.
He did Independence Day, which is
Wait,
my
so
favorite
we have
bad
Superman
movie.
saving Lois Lane underneath the water now.
Let's make a point here that there are a lot more important things to do than save Lois
Like
Lane, but
defeat-
Superman has dropped them
defeat the
all
Trump, yeah.
again.
So right now, what you have to assume while Superman's having his moment with the girl from Talladega Nights,
And Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
you are Ricky Bobby. You're a driver. You're a driver.
Can we just say that at 46 here, boy, does she look great. She is a case for
She's
marriage.
46?
She's 46 here. She's 52.
Oh, excellent for her.
Or 50. And she looks great.
I
She's a
can't
case for marriage. She really is.
Cheekbones, 10 out of 10. So speaking of which, here we go, Ben Affleck again.
And he's
He
got those
ziplines away
wonderful
from
toys.
Doomsday onto a building.
And we're playing Batman Arkham here. We really are. This is Arkham
Actually,
City.
no, because like when you're playing Batman Arkham,
It's more fun.
Yeah, and also the CGI looks so much better.
Oh, he had
He
one more.
destroyed-
Was that
he
one more
threw
fart
a
bomb?
smoke bomb
That
to
was at a.
Doomsday.
Now, did he do it to? Was that just smoke and tear gas, or was that another fart bomb?
It was reflection theatricality. I was wondering what would break first.
That Doomsday does look fairly cool.
He looks like the cave troll from.
And now Superman has gotten too close to the
in a
kryptonite
pond.
spear.
Listen.
So now Lois has to save him because we need a girl boss moment here. We really did. We
We
had
do.
guys kicking ass
Nothing
for too
wrong
long.
with that. We have Wonder Woman. Why would we need Lois Lane to be the girl? Now she has the
Thank God she threw that spear away from Superman and
into
saved
the
him.
dirt.
Instantly recovering this time. It's
Very nice waistcoat to skirt dynamic.
She's wearing a strange outfit to
And
be
don't
sure.
you worry, audience. Superman's part is still perfect.
I like how Lois Lane is wearing a vest so we don't have a wet t-shirt contest. And now what's
Which
happening...
Deanna would win.
Deanna is hot. Let's
Yeah.
face this dippy idiot cannot act, but boy is she something to look at.
Well, but the whole thing is, while all these meanderings are happening, Wonder Woman is facing Doomsday on her lonesome.
Well, Batman is out there, but he's not moving, so he's frozen. When you're not on screen in a Zack Snyder movie, you are 100% safe. And let's see if we can't get the final act of this fight, unless that was all that our good friend uploaded. No, okay. We have Wonder Woman by her lonesome, and you're a bit ahead of me on device 2 as we give you complete and comprehensive coverage of this breaking event from 2014.
Is it really 13 years ago?
Yes.
Oh my God. Holy shit.
9,
Oh.
8.
Well, this
we
is
can't.
way-
We don't do math here,
This
and we
was
have
way
been
back
drinking.
in the 21st century.
This is we're in the year 2282.
We have better movies than this. We just don't review them.
Yes. The good movies
They're all
take
based
care
on
of
Blade
themselves.
Runner and the Back to the Future.
See any of the Kingsman movie, you'll see a better movie than this. Here we go at 0.2 seconds of part 4 here, I believe it is. And dippy idiot Wonder Woman has done the first smart thing anyone has done in a fight. She has used an actual weapon to attack someone.
And
Would
the
you like to
legs-
comment on this?
Well, she just grabbed this from the floor, which I believe is the charged piece of molten metal.
No, it's her sword.
Is it really?
Yes, the sword
Play.
that she has in the first movie and destroys in her origin story and shouldn't have here because
So-
in the prequel she ruins it, killing
Well, I'm sorry, because I couldn't believe that she would be fighting Doomsday for about a minute and a half while Superman was making out with Lois Lane and didn't use that earlier.
By the way, can I just add, as we pause for a moment
Amy
here,
Adams looks like she's on take 35.
she looks really monumentally
She
bored.
looks like she's done.
But I believe Wonder Woman has precursored this with "I've killed things from other worlds before." Now that's not true. She was born sometime before World War II, and she's only killed German people and the evil Greek god of pain and war.
So that's worldly, actually.
Yeah, she only killed things from this world. So there's a lot of anachronisms, and also she destroys the
Where's
sword.
Batman?
She
Admiral?
destroys her sword in the Wonder Woman origin movie that comes after this, but she has it here. Or maybe it was a molten piece of metal because Bruce
No,
Wayne
it
was
the sword.
questioning her.
Where is
Yeah, it was the
Batman
sword.
right now?
He's off screen, so he's
Doing
safe and
fucking
frozen.
what? Doing fuck all?
Doing fuck all. And what's Lex Luthor up to? His whole plan's in tatters. He wanted to see Superman's head in a spike.
Why?
Because
Never explained.
Well, actually, because he's an atheist and hates the idea that there's a God. That's Zack Snyder's meta take, in my opinion. Because if you notice, Lex Luthor never shuts up about his atheism.
Because
I had to
Superman
mute it.
just got a pep talk.
Oh yeah, so girl boss Lois does get his stuff together, and I do like Lois Lane's name. Lois is a very beautiful name.
It is.
It really is. It should be brought back. It's kind of a dated and out of use name, but it's beautiful.
So off screen, Deanna ropes up Doomsday.
She's been having her way with Doomsday. While he does some devastating things, she just sort of either holds up her shield or she's just not where he's firing. Whatever it is, Doomsday does not really want to kill Wonder Woman, and Batman has just been on pause for the longest time.
Nobody wants
he's
to kill
off
anyone.
Screen. They don't want to make account for what he does.
It's alright. It's a superhero movie.
We don't need. It's not a science lesson, right?
No.
So Wonder Woman's
It's
got
not
the
even a
lasso
science
of
fiction
truth
lesson.
on Doomsday here. What is she gonna ask him? Did Mark Zuckerberg make you with our data? And now he's getting fart gas bombed again. I would say.
Batman's alive behind a brick wall.
Now with that fart gas gun and how Superman is able to fly while holding the kryptonite spear is the most idiotic thing in this movie. Now this spear gave him opiate withdrawal syndrome at 25 feet.
You know, can I ask you something, Admiral?
I'm angry, but go ahead. Yes.
You know what Batman should have done?
Killed Superman with all those fart grenades he had because he could have.
He should have went to Doomsday and said, "What's your mom's name?"
Yes.
And
Because
he would have been like, "Dorothy. My mother's name was Dorothy.
Alexa.
I'm doing this for Dorothy."
Alexa, what is Mark Zuckerberg's mother's name?
Doomsday.
Mark Zuckerberg's mother is Karen Kemp.
Karen! And poor that is a name that's taken a beating, and Mark Zuckerberg's mother isn't helping it out. I'm sorry to the Karens of the world.
So now we have Wonder Woman.
Sorry, we were congratulating
reflecting on
ourselves.
how funny that was. I hope you all took a breath with us.
Now when
did Superman die?
Oh, he dies a couple of times in this stupid movie. He hasn't gotten nuked yet.
Superman just took a 14 to 16 to 18 inch
Foot, more like 4 foot, data spike that
through
is.
his fucking chest.
Now, if you remember the movie Terminator 2, when the Terminator, Liquid Terminator, deploys his data spike, it's the same weapon. When Wonder Woman cuts off Darkseid's hand, he forms the Terminator's data spike. It's the same thing. He has a little knife for a hand, a big knife for a hand now. He's got Superman through where our corazon, our heart would be. And Superman's grinding this kryptonite spear that really is pretty effective on him.
Because once the blade goes through him to the back, it's more effective.
And he's pinned him like a bug. Yeah, I don't know why having the kryptonite inside him wouldn't be better. His eyes are exploding. Now, Nick, you know what we missed here is that...
Why this was made.
Doesn't Superman get nuked in this movie?
No. I mean,
This isn't the movie where he takes Darkseid up into the upper atmosphere and they both get
we're
nuked and fall back to Metropolis.
We're watching a different movie, everyone.
That's right.
This is the Ultimate Edition
That's right.
of Batman vs Superman.
And it's easy to get the different editions mixed up. You know it's
So,
also easy
once
to mix
again,
up?
Admiral,
Yes.
Superman is dead.
Superman ends up
Batman
dead
alive.
one way or
Batman
another.
alive. So who won?
Batman technically won.
No one won!
And here
No
comes
one
Lois. She managed to cover what took Superman a good 2 minutes to fly at supersonic speed in about 3 minutes.
And everything is still on fire.
Everything is still very much on
So,
fire.
we have to wrap this up, but, Admiral,
Yes.
what we just witnessed was very emotionally exhausting.
It was also a heinous sin against physics, science, and logic.
Also, just like the love of any of these characters. Who do you think was the real bad guy in this movie?
The real bad guy in this movie was Chris Terrio, the head writer.
Admiral, I was actually going to say the screenwriter.
I think it's Chris Terrio.
First of all, we're going to take a quick moment and we're going to hug.
Yes. I
Oh
think
my
Chris
God.
Terrio is also, is he J.J. Abrams' cousin? Is that how he keeps getting to write these movies? We were thinking the same thing.
'Cause
That's why this man is a captain in my fleet. And you want to tell them the name that you have debuted for your vessel in our fleet? He's renamed the
Captain Petty. Straight up Captain Petty.
And what is the name of your new vessel? Did we decide? Is it to be christened the USS Piper?
Tis.
After the great Rowdy Roddy Piper, who you will hear
From the 20th century.
There's a movie called Hell Goes to Frogtown that is
We have not
far
talked
too
about it
important. We have actually. It's
a
far
joke.
too important for us to. It's far too important for us to only analyze the fights. That pivotal movie is going to get a full 3 podcast treatment. Now, Batman here, he's back on screen, so.
He's back on green screen.
And it's kind of like, was he peeing? Maybe was that what he had to do?
I don't know. Amy Adams is falling over the guy from
From The Witcher.
Uncle.
She's all. The Witcher is dead. Now I gotta say, in this moment here, Gal Gadot. Boy, do you look great in that outfit, man. That is empowering to women everywhere.
Well, she's an Israeli citizen,
Defense
so
force.
She actually have to join the army and the military.
I may have right of return to Israel based on my 23andMe. I don't know. I have right of return to Ireland.
Admiral, to wrap this up, I actually used to like this fight scene.
Me too. It
But
was
what
like
hap-
the fight scene from The Last Jedi. It fooled me for a while, even though I
but
hated
now-
that movie too.
I feel like a couple of things I used to love were replaced in my brain by what I just watched.
And then after this fight scene, as we wrap up our coverage, let's just talk a moment about what happens after this in this movie and the next. We bury Superman twice, but
Correct.
Superman's body is buried in a cemetery under Clark Kent. So someone steals this body. I guess Batman could pull it off, but someone steals this body and puts it in a grave.
Underneath the monument?
No, the monument, there's nothing under the monument.
Oh, that's right. They find
The
out.
body is buried in the cemetery, and we see the
Wearing
dirt.
a regular suit.
Wearing a regular, because it's Clark Kent, believed to have been killed by the Kryptonian apocalypse, because it's easily
Who
100,000
looked
people.
exactly like Superman, who happened to be a writer for the biggest publication.
Right, and he got that job through training by being a bum, a
In the right
fisherman,
place at the
and
right-
a janitor at a church.
Who should have shaved in the mirror.
Who should have shaved in the mirror. But you needed product placement to get this well over the border.
Man, I could really
It
use
was-
some
this,
IHOP right now.
this movie was late. This movie
could go
was
to
dumb.
Sears.
And this
There's
is
a
my.
Sears advertisement, I believe.
There are some things that are gone in this, like newspapers. Let me just say a couple of words here. After we bury Superman, fast forward a couple of years, Zack Snyder's not thinking too hard on this one. When we resurrect Superman, where is the body?
I have.
It's under the monument.
That's what I just said.
But where do they bury him?
In another. Oh my God, you're absolutely right.
So Zack
It's
Snyder
like
doesn't.
Han Solo being handcuffed, but then his hands are up.
He
in the
wanted the
carpet.
visual so badly.
The continuity went through the window.
Or he's so fucking dumb that he didn't remember his own screenplay from 2 years earlier.
Maybe it was a Joss Whedon thing. Because if you
Joss Whedon's not involved with the second movie, only Justice League. And people
You're so proud of that.
People no, I stole it from Mauler. Well, hello there. We're going to go long on this review. That's a little shout out to our friends at EFAP. Hopefully they take this video, dissect it, and tear us apart and call us idiots so we get hundreds of thousands of new fans.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Come at us, EFAP, where we welcome your criticisms. Yeah,
I
please.
mean,
don't-
most
please
of this we're probably wrong because we refuse to watch this entire movie.
No, I refuse to watch this entire director's cut. It's too long. But Zack Snyder wanted the visual of Superman being reborn through that statue in the middle of Gotham. That we see a amputee deface in the movie. An unnecessarily grim tone through all movies, in my opinion, by Zack Snyder. A grim man. A grim man.
Yeah.
Does anybody ever live through the end of a Zack Snyder movie? No one makes it out of 300. The one guy they say run away, he lives and runs away.
My favorite thing about Dawn of the Dead is the fact they basically just survived just to die somewhere else.
Now, how about Army of the Dead?
I haven't seen it.
It was really fucking dumb
Anyway,
and
so
really fucking
final
grim.
thoughts on this fight scene.
Final thoughts on this fight scene.
Should I go first 'cause you're the.
You go first. Go ahead.
This fight scene is absolutely fucking terrific. unless you know anything about Batman or Superman. The coordination, unbelievable. The pacing, 10 out of 10.
Yes.
The grit, the build. That's the biggest, in orchestrated sports, the biggest thing is the build. And this is what it had. But that's the thing, this whole movie was just build. It's called Batman, let me finish. It's Batman versus Superman. They fought for 7 minutes.
It's a 4-hour movie on a one cut. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so-
a beast.
And it's resolved by coincidence.
And because
It's resolved by the Martha.
it is totally coincidence because honestly, if Superman had say used his super voice so that Batman could hear him, because he has the conversation, he's like 300 meters away. And he's like, "Look, there's something I need to tell you." It's like Clark, he's not a Kryptonian, you
So,
fucking idiot.
Before you wrap up, Admiral, my final thought is, if you watch this in a vacuum with no sound, 10 out of 10.
And Gal
If you have
Gadot.
any respect for what you're watching, this is infamously one of the worst fight scenes
And now I'm gonna
in
go.
movie history.
How we got here. Oh my god. Krypton was a disastrous mess. General Zod and Jor-El, like one's supposed to be a genetic soldier, one's a genetic scientist, but the scientist is winning fights left and right. This movie, the herky-jerky plot, Batman's branding people for death. It's as good as killing them. He's branding people, and what the fuck? He's got some kind of technology to keep a hot batarang on him. I want to say this. See The Batman 1943, the first ever cinematic Batman movie? Batman has an ink pad stamp. He stamps a bat logo on your forehead with it, and he leaves you chained to a police box where he calls the police, and the police are cool with Batman. He's like, "Hello, Sergeant, this is Batman. I've left a special package for you on 5th and Main." And he just jumps into his regular car, which is the Batmobile, and drives away. So Zack Snyder did his research. He sort of gets Batman, but I feel he fundamentally, deeply misunderstands Superman.
I feel almost.
General Zod
He
would have
doesn't give a
acted
shit
this
about
way.
Batman and misunderstands Superman.
Right, he
has
got
absolutely
Batman right because he
no
didn't spend much
clue.
time on it.
Man has no clue what he's doing. He
In
wanted
this
to
movie,
make
no.
a trailer, and the trailer was made.
And a great trailer. And I mean, we've got some other fight scenes in this movie, like when Superman and Batman decide who's going to save Martha. Who would be more suited for the job? Superman moves faster than the speed of sound. He can go through space.
May I ask
Batman, a human.
Wait, I haven't seen the movie in a while. So why did Martha she got kidnapped from Kansas?
Okay,
Bronx?
for those of us who just who don't remember this unmemorable movie, because it's not memorable, we remember the fight.
we will accept Patreon. Oh, we have a Patreon.
Yeah, we will have a Patreon soon, but you can give us a like. We'll like that enough. Help spread the word. But Superman and Batman, the reason they fight is because Lex Luthor knows who both of them are somehow. We
It
never
just
get
feels
that.
like it.
Well, he has Martha kidnapped, and they're holding her with an unloaded M60 machine gun that
We're
is
dumber.
conspicuously unloaded.
We are dumber for watching this.
We are dumber for watching it, and also a flamethrower on Martha Kent. So when Batman goes to attack, he of course just blows up the flamethrower and things work out. And that concludes our thoughts on this fight scene in Batman vs. Superman. Captain, you're the best, and we hope that you enjoyed our coverage. Thank you to everyone who was here and who will come through later. We'll be uploading this soon, and I'll be hanging around in the chat. Love to you all, and thank you for joining our coverage of Batman vs. Superman, the fight to end all fights. Captain, anything to say?
Zach. Enough.
And with that, we leave you. Farewell.
The sky, don't go to it. The bat is dead. Bury it.